stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Hello race fans and welcome to Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. We are live here on Sim Racing Media to bring you the Icon Cup Series, ready to get it done for 300 miles at Texas. The old version of Texas, we've got banking the same in turns 1 and 2 as we do with 3 and 4. It's going to be a fantastic race here and looking forward to bringing it to you. William Irving up in the booth here. Alan Bergen should be able to join me shortly. But we've got ourselves a fantastic race coming our way. 160 laps, 2 stages. Going to end on 40 and 80. It looks like Bentley Glazer's going to be able to get on the pole, but we've got ourselves a little bit of a warm-up, so these guys can do one final shakedown of their race cars before they get down and ready to roll here. Right now, taking a look here at Mike Grinnell. Going to come up off of turn number 4, be the first driver to start a lap here in this warm-up. Travis Gilbert in the 3 is also on the racetrack. Ryan Patty, very quick in practice, very quick in qualifying. John McNeil, we had some drivers that maybe some fans last week that didn't want to see him win Daytona. Shane Cochran is Well, we'll see what he can put down. But he is a very instrumental part of helping us out here on Sim Racing Media. See if we can get a look at some of these lap times that drivers are putting down. Little bit of a glitch there. Try it again, but not ideal. Ryan Patty, fastest on the racetrack, and I tell you what, man, we've got a huge field here tonight. Upwards of 40 cars, all 40 charters look to be potentially used here, and there's a little bit of a crash down there on the front straightaways. Millfelt drives straight through it, that Crunchyroll machine of Kate and Henry Oaks. About 2.5 minutes for these drivers to get it figured out. Jacob Malone just ran third fastest lap. He's got Joshua Parent just a hair quicker than him, a couple of 100ths of a second. We're going to see plenty of action here at Texas. I mean, this track is very, very conducive to 2 and 3 wide action. The inside lane is going to be beneficial. The outside lane is definitely going to see its moments, especially if that shadow kind of pokes its head down a little bit more. You might see some guys get really comfortable up on that outside late in the race. Going to have to see what happens as we take a look at this Jeff Dillon, number 52, trying to defend. He's got Finnegan to his inside. Take 1 second here to make sure I got all the paint schemes correct. Patty with a 28.79, the quickest lap in this session, followed by a 28.80 from Joshua Parent. Jacob Malone got a 28.82. So we've got just a couple more seconds left here in this warm-up. We're gonna have ourselves a good race here. It's about ready to get gridded up. We'll be ready for that. All right, now it's time to get ready for the grid here. Figure out where your favorite drivers are going to start. Bentley Glazer on the pole here with Brian Smith to his outside. Jake Roll, and then Jacob Smith. Also, another Smith on the outside there. John McNeil going to be P5 with Jeff Dillon to his outside. Joshua Parrott and Charlie Widener make up row number 4. Then we see Kevin Gunther and Ryan Patty making up the top 10 here. Scott Tompkins is going to have Paul Crumray to his outside. And then we've got Jacob Malone, Patrick Colby, Mike Grinnell, Kevin Bankert, Charles Woods, Michael Taylor, Zach Lockett, last week's winner in Daytona, and Adam Ball to his outside, rounding out your top 20. Got Shane Cochran and Jeff Hollingsworth with Anthony Tizio and Larry Koblenz making up this page. And then we move on to Michael Milfeld Jr. with Jake Christenberry to his outside. Chris Camburn with Nathan Finnegan, Zachary King with Chris Mackey. We've got Matt Everett with Dominic Tizio, Brock Hersey, Brad Delph, Chris Powell, and Robert Blauen to his outside. Let's see what we've got here. Just to the tail end of the field, Jacob Gladulich, the Drift King, with Travis Gilbert to his outside. Caden Henry Oaks and John Ross make up the 40. Listed here, we see Cody Eldred, Justin Bissonette, Kyle Diaz, Nathan Brzezowski, and Hanover Fist. Ready to rock and roll here as we are getting into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air. Brian Smith leads him down. He's got Bentley Glazer on his inside, though, trying to use that pole position and take home this first lap lead. Side by side here through turns 1 and 2. The inside lane going to be the beneficiary as they come up off of turn number 2. Everybody moves up to that outside lane, leaving Jake Roll to his lonesome. Now he goes all the way down to the white line, and you see all the different lines that drivers are going to try to take here in Texas. Not what you're used to seeing with the low banking in the more recent repave, the more recent version of this racetrack, but you're going to see guys running left and right, up and down, all the way through as Bentley Glazer takes the race lead. The caution is out here for the first time. See if we can take a look towards the back. Larry Koblenz is a little bit slow here. Hanover Fist towards the back. Let's try to see what happened here to bring out this first caution flag of the day. Take a look here. It's Hanover Fist. We got Kyle Diaz just in front of him. Try to look. Oh, there it is. That's the 42 getting turned off of Finnegan's front bumper. Gets a little left front damage there. Let's see if we can take another look at it. Yeah, Finnegan put his nose down there, and unfortunately Koblenz gets a little bit of inside wall contact. He's going to fall back to 44th position. Take a look and see who makes pit stops here, and there's about 10 or 12 guys towards the end. Chris Camburn leads him down. Zachary King makes a pit stop. Chris Mackey, Matt Everett, Chris Powell, Carson Powell. Delph is also in the pits in that 72 machine. Allen is currently dealing with a little bit of a family situation. He said he'd be here. He said he'd be a little bit late, but yeah, trying to hold down the fort until he gets here. Bentley Glazer is going to continue to lead this race. As we come to complete lap number 4, he's got Brian Smith to his outside, Jacob Smith just behind him, Jake Rowell. Didn't hit the right mute button there. Sorry for the coughs, but Bentley Glazer getting ready to lead him down with Brian Smith to his outside. Jacob Smith just behind him, Jake Rowell, and John McNeil making up the top 5 here. On the outside of him is going to be that 22 machine. He's a little bit further back right now. Of Joshua Parent. Going to be looking at Jeff Dillon in 7th place. Kevin Gunther in 8th. Scott Tompkins and Charlie Widener rounding out the top 10. Drivers ready to rock and rumble as that pace car gets ready to make that hard left turn onto the pit lane. Makes it right there. Coming up off of turn number 4, Bentley Glazer, field in hand. He's got Smith to his outside. He's on the gas. He's on it early, and he's going to get himself a nice restart here as he's going to get 2 to 3 car lengths before they get to turn number 1. Side by side for second as you see the 4 machine of Jacob Smith trying to make a move. Getting to the inside of Brian Smith. Not sure if there's could be some relation there, but coming through the back straightaway, they're side by side for second as Bentley Glazer continues to drive away. Joshua Parent trying to figure out which way it's going to move through, and the way that moves through is the 78 of Brian Smith, followed by Jake Rowell in that 39 Kevin Harvick throwback. He comes down the racetrack to cut off the run of car number 4, Jacob Smith. As we look back, fastest lap on the racetrack is Jacob Malone, that time after a restart. These guys are going to be about 2 seconds faster. Some of the fastest laps that we saw in practice were 28.60s, 28.70s. These guys are going to be mighty fast here today. Let's see what these guys can do as they come across the start-finish line. Bentley Glazer going to lead lap number 7. Last time around, 28.96. Fastest lap on the racetrack goes to your race leader. As everybody else dealing with that dirty air at a tight and tough and abrasive racetrack. Here's a big gaggle of cars as they're racing side by side. Joshua Parent at the front of this deal, going side by side with Rowell, trying to take it up on the outside. Smith side by side with John McNeil as well, trying to make things happen here in this big gaggle of cars here at Texas. Tell you what, man, these guys are, caution is out once again. We've got a John Ross has crashed towards the back. I believe Brock Hersey has gone around on the front straightaway. John Ross in that 44, the boss, not starting this race the way that he wanted to. Take a look here coming up off of turn number 4. Ross gets hard into the wall and clips that 98 hard. 98 is Charles Woods. Takes huge damage there. You see the 84 get a piece of it as well. It's Robert Powell in the 92. Going to take a huge impact on that right side. He's going to have some work to get done. Plowing with some big-time right-side damage as well, but he's going to be able to get back to the pits. A little bit of a tussle here with the 69 and the 5. So they both have damage here. Trying to see what happened here as everybody's getting through this crash. That's where the 5 gets his damage. He runs straight into the back of that 24 machine. Brock Hersey. Now he's going to continue to drive away, but it did seem like there was almost a bit of a moment between Matt Everett's and another competitor out there. Well, looking at Bentley Glazer here, he's led every lap so far. He's got Brian Smith, Jake Rowell, Joshua Parent, and Jacob Smith rounding out the top 5 here. John McNeil, Jeff Dillon, Scott Tompkins, Charlie Widener, and Kevin Gunther going to round out the top 10, followed by Jacob Malone, Ryan Patty, Paul Crumray. Take a look at some of these guys back here. Patrick Colby, Michael Taylor, Zach Lockett, got it done last week in Daytona. Looking to do it again. Kevin Bankert just behind him. Mike Grinnell, Michael Milfelt Jr., Jeff Hollingsworth back here as we're getting ready to get doubled up. Milfelt rounds out the top 20. Bentley Glazer going to take the inside lane for this restart. Working through turns 3 and 4 behind that Iracing Chevy Silverado pace truck. Getting ready for the restart once again. This time it's going to happen here on lap number 12. Actually missed it. Going back green here. Bentley Glazer driving away. Apologies for that. Second place, Jake Rowell. Now Brian Smith in third. Joshua Parent, Jacob Smith. Round out your top 5. He's looking down to the inside. Here comes Jake. That Chevy 39, reminiscent of the 29 Kevin Harvick machine, run from 2003 to 2006. Doing a pretty good job here getting into turn number 1, keeping that 78 machine just behind him as Brian Smith trying to find a way through. See if we can ride on board with that 78 machine as he's rocking down the back straightaway, using everything that he's got, all the horsepower under the hood. Sounded pretty good here as we work through turns 3 and 4. Coming up off of turn number 4 now. He's got a little bit of a run on that 39, but not quite enough to make anything happen. Still stays about a car length behind. Fastest lap of the race that last time around was Bentley Glazer with a 28.79. Very fast for the race leader as he continues to drive away in that 36 Mountain Dew machine. Take a look from the rear side of his roof. Oh, crash off of turn number 4. Big trouble as we come across the start-finish line. We're going to have a caution out once again. So trying to look and see who was caught up in that one. Michael Taylor. 08 machine around down the front straightaway. Paul Crumray as well got some damage. I believe he was the first one to get sideways coming up off of turn number 4. Go ahead and try to take a look here. Oh yeah, he smacked the wall, came back down, got into the 08, and they both spun around down the front straightaway. Not much Taylor could do. 96 comes down the pit lane. He's currently being scored in the 40th position. Drift King is, I don't think he started the race. He might be in the race control position. Brad Delph appears to be out of the race. Charles Woods potentially as well. So it looks like we've got 41 drivers still on the racetrack. 39 rather, are still on the lead lap. Well, we're going to step aside for just a moment here. We'll be right back with the restart.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Flag back in the air. Glazer gets away side by side for second. Smith on the inside of Roel. We'll be side by side looking for a top 5 spot here. That's the 48 of John McNeil. Glazer's got Brian Smith looking to his outside, coming up off of turn number 4, though. Glazer's going to have the momentum. .39 looking pretty strong here in 3rd place. He's got Parrott behind him, Jacob Smith just behind him. These guys really haven't left the top 5. Jacob Smith started in 4th. The 3 in front of Joshua Parrott started where they are right now. Glazer on the pole. Brian Smith on the outside pole, and Jake Roel right behind the pole sitter in 3rd place. Saw the crash right there as you see that number 15, Anthony Tizio, sideways here in turn number 3. He's got Hollingsworth with him, the 88 as well, caught up in that. That's going to be Chris Camburn in the 88. Big time problems here in turns 1 and 2. Brings out the 4th caution here of the race. Trouble there in front of the 88. See what happened to Kevin Gunther. Try to get a different angle. Yeah, he got sideways coming up off of turn 2, and he just locked it down. Big crash happens in front of him. Jeff Hollingsworth working his way through. Christenberry. See what happened with Shane Cochran here down the back straightaway. Last week's winner, Zach Lockett. Big time damage, especially to that right front. More than likely won't be able to continue on in a competitive sense. 23 drivers still out on the racetrack. 24th on back. Everybody comes to the pit lane. Somebody's going to be getting, or some guys are going to be getting some damage repairs. As far as I can see, the only meatball is going to go to that number 93 of Zach Lockett for that torn suspension on the front end. Bentley Glazer continues to lead this race over Brian Smith. Jake Ruel in that 39 doing a pretty good job of holding on. Joshua Parent and Jacob Smith rounds out the top 5. Appreciate everybody tuning in here live on YouTube. No, I know that we're waiting for Alan, or you know, we all kind of wish he was here. He's got some stuff going on. He said he would try to be here, but for right now, we're rocking it solo. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in here live and has tuned in here on our YouTube chat. We do see Zero Fan saying Car 47 checking in. See a shout out to TZO Designs, and yeah, we did. Andrew, see you ask where Alan's at. He's got some family stuff to be dealing with right now, but if he's available to get with us, he will. 92 was a weapon. We took a look at that as he went through the infield. Being an in-car of the 47. Trying to get back to that. Lots of ARCA braking tonight, and oh man, the 15 was a heat seeker. So appreciate everybody who's jumped in, posted their comments here as the green flag comes out. Once again, Bentley Glazer leads them down. We are here to complete lap number 25. Going to be 135 to go in this 160 lap, 290 mile affair. Coming up off of turn number 2, Bentley Glazer doing a good job. Here's a move coming from Joshua Parent, the 22, looking to the inside of that 4 machine. Jacob Smith going to be able to complete that pass, but Smith trying to make a move towards kind of that middle portion of turn 4. Thought he was going to try to make a move on the inside of Brian Smith and split a 3 wide, but didn't quite have the momentum to make that happen as Brian Smith in front of him works a middle lane. He's kind of getting a later apex. You see that green machine towards the back. I believe that was Ryan Patty in the 30. Got a little bit of green up on that machine. He was the fastest in the warm-up session before we took the grid. Expect him to move his way a little bit more forward. He's starting in 10th. He's currently sitting in 8th. Running side by side with McNeil, who makes a big send into turn number 1, and now he's on the inside of number 22, Joshua Parent. Big move there down the back straightaway as you see the 54 of Malone trying to block Jacob Smith getting into turns 3 and 4. Smith all the way down to the bottom before he shot back up the racetrack to try to make an outside move. And once again, he looks low, he looks high. He's got an opportunity as he gets his nose to the outside of that 54 Air Jordan machine. He'll be able to keep it up to the outside, coming up off of turn number 2. A little bit more side draft. And look at that number 4 as he's able to rocket himself up into the 4th position as he chases now Brian Smith, Jake Rowell, and Bentley Glazer, who holds on to the race lead. Take a look back here as Patrick Colby looks down to the inside of Kevin Bankert in that number 8 machine. Got it figured out. He's the number 8. Doing himself a good job in 9th place. He's gained 7 spots from where the race started. But Nathan Finnegan is a driver that we should definitely be talking about. He started just outside of, well, just inside, I should say, of the top 30 in 28th right now. He is battling and fighting for a top 10 position, currently sitting in the 10th position. He's got Bankert just in front of him, Patrick Colby just behind him, trying to make things happen here. That number 6 is we've got a slow one down on the inside. That's Shane Cochran, just coming out getting some damage repaired, and now he's going to be sitting, unfortunately, about 5 laps down with that number 86 machine. Looks like he's going to bring it right back in and get some more damage repaired. Bentley Glazer holds out of the race lead. Jake Rowell in 2nd place. Brian Smith, Jacob Malone, Jacob Smith. Actually, Shane Cochran may have had himself a bit of an incident there. Let's take a look. Yeah, he got sideways coming through turn 2. He's going to spin it down to the inside. Gets contact with the inside wall. Comes back up the racetrack. Kind of shocked that didn't bring out a yellow, but we're able to continue on. No complaints with that. Side by side here as McNeil tries to defend from Parent, looking up on the outside. Parent making that outside lane work as he works about 2/3 of the way up the racetrack. Expect that groove to continue working up this racetrack as we continue on through these laps. We've got a huge field. We've got a lot of rubber that's going to be laid down here. We're going to see a lot of these lines change throughout the course of the race. Look at how close these guys get, running side by side for the 6th position. McNeil on the bottom side does not want to give it to that 22 machine, but that 22 Ford Mustang looks super strong, especially on entry. And take a look here as Jacob Smith, super wide, coming up into turn number 3. He's going to have to, well, he got himself a good exit. Thought it was going to hurt him a lot more than that. We look a little bit further back. Here comes Patty looking up on the outside, making it 3 wide for just a moment. 3 wide once again, coming up off of the corner. So he's going to be able to get to the outside of Bankert. He's going to be able to get to the outside of Finnegan. And now he's looking to the outside of McNeil, going through turns 3 and 4. And I'm definitely interested in Jacob Smith right now. He has gone right next to the wall these last 2 laps through 3 and 4. Definitely going to be something to continue watching as he goes to the outside in turns 1 and 2, trying to get around Jacob Malone for 4th place. Works his way down the racetrack, gets himself a nice run, moves to the inside, not quite enough to get side by side with him. A little bit of contact potentially to the back bumper of that 54 machine as Jacob Smith trying to work his way up into the top 4. Just not quite enough in that chess game as they work through lap number 37 across the line. Bentley Glazer continues to hold on to the lead over the 39, the 78 of Smith, 54 of Malone, and here comes Smith in that 4 machine. He's going to be able to make the move into turn number 3, gets clear. Here comes 54 Malone trying to cross him over, moves back down to the bottom of the racetrack. Side by side across the front straightaway, and they're side by side for 2nd just in front of him as here comes Brian Smith to take that position away. Malone going to be able to get clear for now. Here comes the move from the 4 back down to the bottom. Smith takes second place away, and Smith trying to take away the fourth position. This time he's going to be able to stick it down to the bottom. See what Malone can do on this crossover move. Is he going to have enough? He's all over that back bumper, the Euro Parts machine. Getting into turns 1 and 2. He moves all the way to the bottom of the racetrack. Does he have enough in it? No, he doesn't. Big time run here coming up out of turn number 2 for Jacob Smith. That was probably a very aggressive side draft as they worked through turns 1 and 2, but riding on board wasn't quite able to see it, but Smith moves his way up into 4th. Ryan Smith moves his way into 2nd as he tries to chase down Bentley Glazer. Right now that gap sits at around 2/3 of a second from Brian Smith to the race leader, the 36 of Bentley Glazer. Glazer holding on to a comfortable lead for now. But I tell you what, as we continue to work through this run and we get closer to green flag pit stops, it's going to be tougher and tougher for these guys to hold on. Caution is out once again. We've got a problem on the racetrack. Oh no, that's stage number 1. Stage 1 is complete here at lap number 40. Having so much fun, I kind of forgot that we were stage racing here. So stage number 1, won by Bentley Glazer, Brian Smith, then Jacob Rowell, Jacob Smith, Jacob Malone, John McNeil, Joshua Parent, Ryan Patty, Nathan Finnegan, and Patrick Colby, rounding out the top 10 here. Stage number 1 is complete. Stage number 2 is going to end at lap number 80. Appreciate everybody tuning in here live. Caution out for the 5th time today. This time it is for the stage end, and we're going to see our race leaders come into the pits. More than likely, everybody going to take 4 tires and fuel. Try to see what they can learn from that last run, especially with how worn down their tires get. So race leader and pole sitter Glazer leads them down. Brzezowski gets into the same pit stall. That's a little bit of an iRacing glitch. You see Glazer going to win the race off a pit lane here, followed by Smith, then Malone, Rowell, Ryan Patty rounds out the top 5. Stage number 2 coming your way in just a few moments. We'll be right back.
Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Our monthly subscription options start as low as $20 a month. We offer setups for dirt oval, asphalt oval, and road racing, covering a wide range of cars and skill levels. Built and tested by top-tier sim racers, this isn't just a business, it's a community of competitive drivers. If you want to better your iRacing experience, head over to PremierRacingSetups.com today. And remember, if you don't get one, you're going to chase one.
Appreciate the heads up. Bentley Glazer continues to lead. He's got Brian Smith just behind him. We saw the caution come out there for the 20 of Tizio getting turned around off of turn number 4. Smacked the wall. A little bit of an overcorrection. Put him in the 55 of Grinnell in a very compromising position. Back up front here, the lights still on the pace car. Bentley Glazer holds out of the race lead. Brian Smith, Jacob Malone, Jacob Smith, and Jake Rowell. Appreciate everybody tuning in live here. Still kind of hoping that we'll be able to get Alan up in here, but he's got some stuff going on. And well, we shall see. Looks like we've got 31 drivers on the lead lap here as Jake Christenberry barely beats that pace truck coming up off of the pit lane. So that should put us at 33 drivers on the lead lap. Grinnell and Tizio both taking repairs, extended pit stops here on lap number 57. Bentley Glazer. Been tough to get around him. I don't think anybody's passed him all day. He started on the pole. Didn't lose a spot in the pits. Bentley Glazer, he's hoping to do a little wire-to-wire action. Haven't seen that done since Jeff Burton did it, I believe, in 2000 at New Hampshire in the Cup Series, in these Cup cars. So it's going to be Bentley Glazer, Brian Smith, Jacob Malone, Jacob Smith. The 39 machine of Rowell in 5th position. Green flag in the air once again. Glazer gets a good restart. He's going to have a couple of car legs as that 78 falls in line to the inside lane. Brian Smith about a car length. Got a couple of black flags. We'll see if those end up getting cleared or need to be served as we look towards the rear of the field. Hollingsworth here coming up in 30th place. Going to move up on the outside. That's built up to his inside. Through the middle of the field, we see Brock Hersey in the 24. Big time gaggle down the front straightaway. Side by side coming up off of turn number 2. There's a couple of different battles that McConey set up shop. Machine of John McNeil trying to take away that 8th place. Here comes Finnegan back to his inside. Who's going to have the run coming up off of the corner. The outside seems to have a benefit as he goes work early on in this run. Fresh tires. Doesn't seem to have a lot of benefit. Almost a little bit of contact there between the 48 and the 6. Coming up off of turn number 2. Looks like McNeil's going to be able to get clear. Finnegan moves in line behind. Trying to defend now from that number 06 to his inside of Justin Bismet. A little bit of wall contact there for Finnegan. Not a huge hit, just enough to cause the car to react. Front, you see our leader racing with Brian Smith just behind him, and both drivers starting to work their way up the racetrack. You expect to see that as these tires wear down, but it kind of seems like it could be a little bit early for that to be happening. Both on the bottom in turns 1 and 2 that time around. Jacob Smith was able to get around Malone for P number 3. Run here down the front straightaway for that 78. He's going to try to move up to the outside, but just a little bit deeper into the corner goes that 36. He's able to get himself a nice run. Now Smith going to try to get himself that run coming up on the outside, but just not enough momentum to get him there. You see him closing in on that rear bumper. We'll ride on board for just a quick moment here. Coming up off of turn number 4. About a car length and a half. Completely different entry there, and he tries to go as deep as he can, get onto the gas as soon as he can, and cut back down, get that draft, get the later apex, but he's just not able to close in as much as he wants to coming up off of the corner. These cars are virtually equally matched coming through turns 3 and 4 this time around. You see about half a lane up, going to use the outside as much as he can, keeps it off of the wall. That gets him a little bit of momentum. He's going to be able to use this toe down the front straightaway and close in by a foot or two. Time was a nice entry into turn 1. Was able to close in by just another couple of feet as he works off of turn number 2. Advantage goes back into Glazer's hands. Appreciate everybody tuning in live here on Sim Racing Media. It's been a phenomenal race so far. No, I've had a couple of issues on my end trying to figure out where audio is and where Alan is, but he's got some stuff going on, so I'm rocking this one solo. And hopefully bringing you guys a good show as well. We've got ourselves just under 100 laps to go. Going to be 93 when they cross the strike for the next time. Bentley Glazer still has Brian Smith just behind him, and here's Jacob looking up a little bit higher than that 78. He's really trying to get something going up on the outside lane, trying to work that lane in. Got to rubber it up before you can make something happen. And now Brian going up all the way next to that outside wall. See what that does for him on corner exit. Is he going to be able to close in? He got a good run down the front straightaway. That might be something for that 78. He's looking up to the outside once again. Going to stay there, try to cut back down, get a later apex. He's going to have himself a nice run here coming up on that 36, coming up off of turn number 2. Right up next to the wall. Huge run down the front straightaway once again. Getting closer and closer every single time around. It's only a matter of time before he finds a way to make it a side-by-side battle, and this could be it. He goes right up next to the wall in turns 3 and 4. Gonna get himself that nice run coming up off of 4. It's a car length down the front straightaway. It's less than a car length. It's half a car length. Huge momentum here for Brian Smith. Not quite enough to get to the outside of that 36 machine, but he's trying. Battle for first and second continues on. Let's take a look a little bit further back. Right now you see that Nathan Brzezowski machine, he's in 16th right now. He's gained 28 spots from the start of this race, but he's kind of seemed to equalize out in this middle of the 15th type area, middle of the teens, one could say. Jeff Dillon just behind him, trying to keep that number 5, Matt Everett, in tow. Eight laps away from halfway this time around. Hollingsworth trying to get down to the inside of that fist machine. Going to be a battle for 26th position in Hollingsworth in that mission 22. Going to be able to get it done. Coming up off of turn number 2. Potential for a crossover move because they're side by side just in front of them. Widener's going to be able to get around Blauen. Glazer continues to lead. He's got himself a 0.2 of a second gap. That is not much, but it has not changed. Smith working the outside once again. We're just a few laps here away from the stage end. Stage ends at lap number 80. 74 we're working right now, 75 rather, and as we cross the stripe, oh, problems down the back straightaway. That's the 54 and the 4 getting together. Two Jacobs not getting together the way that they would like to. Smith made some outside wall contact with that right front after a little bit of contact from the bumper of Malone, and now they're going to get side by side once again here. Racing for third. Is that right front fender going to cause a problem for that 4 machine? He's going to slide up. He gets into Jacob Malone. He's loose coming up off of the corner. Going to be able to continue on. What a battle. What a move. Jacob Malone going to continue on, and now here comes that 39 machine trying to make a move to the inside. With just a few laps to go, 4 laps to go in the stage. Roel trying to take away third. Bentley Glazer has a rear view mirror full of Brian Smith coming to the end here of stage number 2. I think that 78 went in as deep as he possibly could into turn number 3. He gets a nice run coming up off, but I tell you what, man, Bentley Glazer with 3 laps to go is probably looking forward to this caution here. If he can keep Brian behind him for 3 more laps, he's going to get himself a stage win. But if it wasn't for that stage ending, I wonder, would he be able to keep that 78 behind him for much longer than those 3 laps? Brian Smith moves up to the outside once again, and these guys have 2 seconds over third place. Coming up off of turn number 4 to take 2 laps to go in stage number 2. We got one down on the down in the grass. That's Roel. 39 car through the grass. He's going to lose a ton of positions here as he is in 8th place on the apron. Comes up the racetrack. Almost contact there with Chris Mackey. Gets back down, and he's going to fall outside of the top 10. Brian Smith makes a move down on the inside. He's going to try to take away this race lead. Coming up off of turn number 4, Smith gets the wall. Here comes Glazer looking back to the inside. Across the stripe, they're dead even. Glazer with the momentum, and the caution is going to come out. Caution comes out 1 lap prematurely, and Brian Smith gets the stage win over Bentley Glazer. Ryan Patty going to be third. Jacob Smith, Jacob Malone, John McNeil, Joshua Parent, Chris Mackey, Patrick Colby, and Justin Bissonette. Gonna have to look all the way back here to 17th to find that 39 machine who is running up in the top 5. So stage number 2 comes to a close. Gonna make some pit stops here. Can't make it to the end on this tank. We're gonna see one more after this. How do pit stops shake things up? We know that 36 has the first pit stall, so they can allow him to win the race off of pit road from second. Ryan Patty has been phenomenal all night. Super fast in practice. Well, not super fast in qualifying, but he's definitely made up for it in the race. Everybody's coming in except for lap down machines. Jake Christenberry going to come down as well from the lap down spot. McCaden, Henry Oaks should get himself the free pass. Christenberry going to stay on the lead lap here. Take a look at this race off of pit road if we can. So Smith beats Glazer off of the pit lane, followed by Smith, Patty, Malone. You guys watch your favorite drivers continue to work off of the pit lane as we work through the 7th caution of the race. 78 laps to go when they cross the stripe. And, well, we've got ourselves a little bit of an event coming up on Sim Racing Media. Super excited for it. It's going to be a fantastic time. The Indianapolis 500-mile race on Sim Racing Media, May 16th. Not sure what time it's going to be quite yet. Fastest 33 will make it. Make sure you tune in, and if you have any interest in racing in it, make sure we get a sign-up link out very shortly here. Looking forward to seeing you guys out there at the racetrack, on the racetrack, tuning in on the YouTube chat. $33 drivers will start the race on Saturday, May 16th. The winner gets $100, P2 $50, P3 $25. Still looking for more sponsors, so those prize pools can definitely grow as well. I'm looking forward to it, and it's going to be an absolute blast here on Sim Racing Media. Getting ready for the restart. Brian Smith leads us down as he's got Bentley Glazer to his outside. Glazer going to be trailing for the first time in this race. He's going to have 73 laps to get it done, along with Brian Smith. Jacob Smith in third. Fourth is Ryan Patty. Jacob Malone, P5. Green flag back in the air, and the Smiths getting together down on the bottom. That's not the band. That's the drivers. Fire now from Malone, who gets a nice run coming up off of 2. Looked for a moment like he was going to try to make a move on the inside of that number 4, and now he does make that move as Glazer goes all the way up to the tippy top of the racetrack, trying to come back down. Contact with the 4 machine. Sideways goes Jacob Smith. Big crash down the front straightaway. Huge contact with the 19 of Adam Ball as well. The 52 going to make contact. That's Jeff Dillon. Big time trouble down the front straightaway, and I believe Adam Ball got the worst of it in that 19. Not a lot of guys super pleased with that situation. Take a look here, coming up off of turn 4. You see Adam Ball. It's already the crash in front of him. Nowhere for him to go with that 4 again sideways. He's going to get Parent in that 22. Good job by the 22 to keep that thing straight, but he's got some damage there. A lot of guys trying to keep it full throttle, trying to get as far, trying to get through the crash as quick as possible, maybe make up some spots. And that causes a little bit of a detriment as these guys continue to pile in. Take a look here, coming up off of turn number 4 with the 95 machine. He's definitely behind all of this. It all happens in front of him. He's going to make a little contact. I think he got sideswiped and turns him to the outside wall. See contact there with the 32 up on the outside as well. That's Cody Eldred. So Brian Smith continues to lead here down the front straightaway. He's got Bentley Glazer just behind him, able to take away that second spot once again. John McNeil, Ryan Patty, Patrick Colby round out your top 5 that has been shaken up after the contact between Jacob Malone and Jacob Smith. 54 and the 4 get together. Both of them are going to restart towards the back of this field. The 4 for the contact, and the 54, I believe, is going to get an at-fault penalty for that incident. So he's going to have to start towards the tail end of the longest line. You see Finnegan going around him. Brian Smith ready to lead them down once again. Lap number 87, going to be 88 when we take the green flag. That's going to be 73 laps to go. These guys still going to need to make one more pit stop before this race is over. A lot more story to be told, a lot more miles to be driven. Pace car's getting ready to make that hard left turn onto the pit lane. I tell you what, Brian Smith, he's got to be looking forward to getting some green flag laps, trying to use that clean air, drive away. Here's the opportunity. Into the restart zone, green flag back in the air, and Brian Smith leads them away by about 2 car lengths. 3 car lengths getting into turn number 1 as McNeil gets side by side for second. Ryan Patty there, he's got one to his inside. He's trying to make a move to the middle. Didn't quite work out for him as Bentley Glazer able to close that door, but just barely. Patty now moves down to the bottom of the racetrack, a very aggressive move as he now works behind Patrick Colby in the 28. You see them coming together, almost coming together, coming up off of turn number 4. That was the 77 of Nathan Brzezowski. Brzezowski started in 44th position, currently sitting in 6th place. Looking to the outside of Ryan Patty to try to get a top 5 spot here. Going to make it 39 cars past if he can get it done. He's side by side. He's dead even. He's got the run getting into turn 3. But Ryan Patty has the shorter distance down on the bottom of the racetrack. Coming up off of turn number 4, that 77 going to utilize that momentum. He's going to cross the stripe in front of the 30. Is he going to be able to get through turns 1 and 2 and clear him? He does. He clears him before the entry. Almost a little bit of contact as Patty, it looked like he tried to let off and point himself down a little bit lower. But he pointed himself, or he got back on the throttle at an inopportune time, allowing the 77 to get himself in front of him, allowing him to get the throttle down and hold on to that position. Clear for 5th is Brzezowski. 39 spots gained since the start of this race. Let's not forget about Justin Bissonette there in the 06 as well. He has worked his way up 33 spots. He is in 9th position. He started this race in 42nd place. Going down to the inside now of Kevin Banker, trying to take away the 8th position, touching that white line. Some people say that helps the grip. Some people say it doesn't. But that 06 machine is trying to figure it out for his own self. He works down to the inside of Banker, gets a little bit of side draft, goes all the way down to the bottom and completes that pass. Put the 06 into P8. Oh no, here comes Banker up on the outside once again. Big time run for the 8 Amazon Prime machine. He's going to try to continue on and keep that 06 next to him or behind him. Looks like the 06 is going to be able to continue on forward as now they're side by side behind him. As Gunther tries to make a pass, that 31 machine. We got Kevin and Kevin side by side getting into turn number 1. Like the outside lane is going to prevail this time, coming up off of turn number 2. Does Banker have himself enough of a run to get side by side with that 06 that just got around him? Bentley Glazer has fallen back to the 4th position. McNeil up in 2nd, trying to chase down that 78 machine of Brian Smith. John McNeil running right in the tire tracks of Smith. Doesn't seem to be super keen on changing up his line. It seems like he knows where his car is going to be good. He's just going to keep it there. Took me a minute, but yeah, let's take a look at that replay of what happened for the initial caution with Jacob Smith getting sideways. So yeah, we'll take a look at this, and obviously the race control deemed that the 54 was at fault, but comments said that the 4 came down, and well, I'm gonna let you guys, the viewers, make your call on that. So that is what happened to bring out the most recent caution. Malone definitely wanted to get some, we got P. Malone 7476. Wanted to get a little bit more investigative reporting on that incident there. Potentially displeased with the penalty for the other Malone machine. However, Jacob has worked his way back up into the top 15. Continuing to march forward. Running just a couple of hundredths off of the faster cars here at the Smiths. John McNeil as well. 29.67 from the race leader last time around for Jake Malone. 29.65 across the straight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has taken us a few moments. We have had ourselves some trials and tribulations, but Alan Bergen has made his way to the chat. Alan, you've missed yourself a phenomenal race so far. But first off, I just want to say I'm thankful that you are able to be here and that things are okay enough for you to be here.
Yes, absolutely. And right now I feel like Shane Cochran down 20 laps right now. But nonetheless, here we are going to finish it out strong. A little bit of rocky start for these guys. We have a couple of drivers who have backed it on the hauler, and it looks like last week's winner, Zach Lockett, has effectively won the beer stand race. But nonetheless, Brian Smith continuing to do Brian Smith days and leads us back, much like he did last season, pretty much all season long after Daytona. And the other driver there in that 48 car.
Just behind him, we had some guys in the chat saying anybody but the 48 last week. Now here's that 48 machine in second place and closing in just a hair each time around.
Yeah, exactly. I was just gonna touch on him. Here we are. We substituted Texas for Dakota, and I'm so glad they did. But John McNeil has pretty much been there all race long, if you will. I mean, coming up, 3 positions from where he started from. Patrick Colby. Don't count out that number 28 car as he is lying in the wings here, as we have a little under 50 laps left to go in this piece.
Yeah, we do, once again, appreciate everybody tuning in here live on the YouTube chat. See a lot of people dropping in comments, wanting to see things, and by all means, we'll keep an eye on that. If you guys have something that you want to see that you don't think we're doing a good enough job of showing, by all means, tell us. We will show you what you want to see. We just need to hear it from you. Otherwise, we're going to do our best up here. It might not always be up to par with what the fans want. So we enjoy feedback from the fans. We definitely enjoy the feedback from the drivers. We heard a lot from last week. We've got a project file that is going to be implemented for next week. It's going to have some cooler graphics and a little bit more toys that we can play with, such as potential lap leaders. We'll, I think, be able to work with a chart of drivers' roller coasters throughout the day, where they are throughout the field throughout the day. Pit stops, damage repairs, stuff like that. We're going to have a whole new implemented interface next week. So thank you guys for bearing with us. The Icon Cup Series continues to deliver incredible racing, and we're going to deliver the Icon Racing Series some incredible graphics and incredible broadcasts as much as we can, as you see that 39 going a lap down.
That 39 car going a lap down. So, watching this race while sitting at the ER, I'm convinced that I'm going to put a voodoo doll. I'm going to make a voodoo doll of, no offense, Tyler Reddick's car next week. Oh, we got some action here.
Coming up off of turn number 2 as Roel gets split through the middle, all the way down on the bottom of the racetrack is that number 5 machine. Matt Everett's full-time effort this year. I know there's a PT next to his name. We'll get that fixed in that new graphics package that we have for you next week, courtesy of Shane Cochran. Appreciate him and everything that he has done for us here on Sim Racing Media. Throws together some fantastic graphics. I'm pretty sure you can find him on the SDK Discord. If you're looking at doing your own stuff, we don't recommend it. We recommend you hire us because we're great. But if you're looking at doing your own stuff, Shane Cochran, good guy to get a hold of. And the wall there is Finnegan, just in front of Matt Everett. He now moves down to the inside of Jacob Malone. Alan, I'm not sure if you saw, but Malone got himself an EOL contact with the Ford, potentially racing deal. It was deemed the fault of the 54. So he had to go back to the tail end of the longest line. Right now he's made his way back up to P12. Got a battle side by side in front of him, hoping he can go through like Hamilton and get himself a top 10 spot.
Well, just like that, Jacob Roll had a meatball flag in pit lane, getting that taken care of. As he's going to go laps down. Don't know what happened to him. But nonetheless, John McNeil, the number one driver out of Adrenaline Racing right now, as the next closest Adrenaline Racing driver, Nathan Brzezowski, back there in 6th up 38 spots, the biggest mover of the race so far. So, I mean, the class in the field right now.
Big mirror full and an outside full now of Taylor down the back straightaway.
Oh.
Gonna lose that position. 6th place goes to Michael Taylor.
I think Nathan Brzezowski is just about due. But the other driver I want to touch on right now, that's that Ryan Patty out of the ECR stable. Who's up 7 spots. Had a subpar weekend in his standards last at Daytona. But here he is trying to be on the redemption to his season, reminding everybody that we are not going playoff racing this year. We are going chasing this year. We're gonna do a chase this year, getting away. But Liam, I mean, look at the 30 car. It seems to be on rails there in that 3rd position as we're working our way towards the end of this piece.
Yeah, that last time around, just a couple hundredths quicker than the drivers in front of him. It's going to take a little bit more than a couple hundredths, though, if you want to make that pass. However, John McNeil has really not let Brian Smith get away from him. He's trying to figure out a way to get side by side. He's got a run coming up off of turn 4. Had to check up just a hair. That's going to allow that 78 to get that outside momentum to be able to get forward by about 2 car lengths, getting into the next set of corners.
Oh, we got yellow.
See that.
Jason Bissonette.
Down the front straightaway, the 06 is up in the top 10, gets turned around. Brings out the caution now for the 9th time today, lap 112 out of 160. Take a look here as he's got the 5 going to his inside, and that's where it's going to happen. Contact there from Matt Everett, gets him sideways. Hollingsworth does a good job to get past, as does Charlie Widener. Looks like nobody's going to hit him. And he avoided that pit lane cone. Good job.
Yeah, great job on everybody to miss that commitment cone. And
yeah, he got it.
Come on. Okay.
No, he did a pretty good job there. Looks like that one's going to be deemed on the 5 of Matt Everett, so he should be getting that EOL. Jacob Malone going to be able to restart just outside the top 10. Bentley Glazer started on the pole, currently sitting in the 5th position. Going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to work his way back up to the front. Pit stops happening, wholesale pit stops, as Alan likes to say.
That's right, wholesale pit stops.
Guys are making a Costco run for tires.
I like Sam's Club, but we'll go to Costco.
Well, Glazer's going to bring it in, and of course, he's got Brzezowski in the same pit stall. Brzezowski really could have lucked into the perfect pit selection here as he continues to work his way up through the field. He's got the shortest distance to that commitment line. So Malone gonna win the race off pit road. Looks like he only took 2 tires. He's gonna have Ryan Patty just behind him, who took 4. Then Brian Smith also took 4. John McNeil and Bentley Glazer round out the top 5. Lucas Wurtenberger says Smith smells like cheese. We heard that last week. We still don't know which Smith you're talking about. Might be Kevin Smith, you know, from Jay and Silent Bob. Who knows?
Hey, great movie.
Great movies. But I wouldn't be shocked if he smelled like cheese.
But nonetheless, this is going to cycle everybody up to everybody around. It's going to put Ryan Patty on the front row for this restart, alongside with Brian Smith. Now, Liam, here's the thing. Brian Smith teased all the season last season that he may not come back and, you know, and run this season, but here he is in a 78 car, and he's rocking that Michigan Humane Society paint scheme there. The number is 78, but, you know, I want to give a shout out to Bentley Glazer. Bentley Glazer's been getting it done 2 nights a week. On Tuesday night with the WSRL, and here on Sunday nights with the Icon Cup Series.
Yeah, Glazer's a guy who knows how to get it done. He led a lot of laps here early. We'll see if he can get it done here as he restarts in the 4th position. Ryan Patty looks to take the green flag in first place. Jacob Malone has come back into the pits. Looks like he may have topped off there or taken 4 tires. That call to take 2 may have been inadvertent. It's going to cost him some spots as he's going to restart in the 21st position. Green flag going to come your way as that pace car makes a hard left turn once again. Ryan Patty leads him down. He's got McNeil behind him, and a good restart out of that number 30 machine. He's got about 2 car lengths and looking to improve as they're getting side by side for second. Smith going to be able to get clear of McNeil.
And that's what Ryan Patty wants to see, is all these cars go double up, because he's the only one that's going to be single file. He's going to make a clean run for it. Here comes Brian Smith. He's looking to the outside. He's bringing McNeil right along with him.
Bentley Glazer doing what he can to try to hold Michael Taylor at bay. Taylor with a good run, though, down on the bottom of the racetrack, down the front straightaway.
Yeah, doing everything he can. They're going to look to make it 3 wide. Nathan Finnegan looking to go with him. He's going to go 2 for 1 in the wrong direction. Bentley Glazer is. And here comes Brzezowski. And, well, Brian Smith's going to go back to the outside. And, you know, that's the thing I like about this Legacy track, Liam, is there's an outside line there if you know how to hit it. Ooh, Brian Smith just tagged the wall there.
And that's the detriment about that outside line, Alan. You talk about you can use it, and especially when you see these shadows starting to creep down the racetrack in turns 1 and 2, that really cools down the racetrack, can allow you for some extra grip, but that treacherous turn number 4 can really bite you on exit. That wall seems to jet out, and even off of turn number 2, it seems like it jets out on you. Into the wall goes Ryan Patty. Here comes Smith down to the inside.
And that's not what Ryan Patty wanted, as he was working that outside line, trying to get something going. He's going to fall right in behind Brian Smith. Brian Smith taking off into the sunset, if you will.
Battle here, Glazer. He's got a mirror full of that 77. Brzezowski trying to work his way forward. Glazer trying to limit some of this damage. Now working to the outside of Finnegan. You see McNeil might have got the wall there coming up off of turn number 4. Both drivers looking down to the inside of McNeil as we take a look at this 31. Go ahead up to the front with McNeil and Finnegan side by side. Finnegan going to have to relinquish that spot, and now Glazer looks down to the inside, doesn't quite make that move. Coming through turns 3 and 4. At 08, Michael Taylor could be the one that's holding these guys up.
Well, just to say that a little bit further back, as we are side by side. Bentley Glazer, nowhere to go right now. He is stuck behind a 48 car, John McNeil. But there's the Amazon Prime car number 8 of Kevin.
Trouble,
Baker.
back straightaway.
Trouble.
The 06 hard into the wall.
Oh no, that is one smashed Firefly.
Justin Bissonette goes around down the back straightaway, makes heavy contact with the inside wall, and that's going to be the caution. Take a look here, coming up off of the corner. Looks like there's going to be contact, slides up into Blauen. They both get sideways and bounce off each other once again into the inside wall. Hefty contact there for that 06 machine.
What a tough break. We're at 06 car. Up 16 spots at the time of the incident and just careens off the inside wall. I hope he's okay in the virtual cockpit.
I'm not going to see much from that angle or that one.
It looks like there's contact there.
Yeah, Alan, I think you're exactly right. I think they got together coming up off of turn 2. Bounced off each other once or twice, and after that contact, it kind of...
The 84 car, it's Robert Bloom. And just, it's the same piece of real estate at the same time.
Yeah.
Really no one's fault, just the racing deal. And
yeah, not much to be done there. Brian Smith leads Ryan Patty. Michael Taylor up to 3rd place, all the way up from 28th. After a little bit of contact earlier on in the show. Looks like Mark Taylor is pretty pleased about that as well. Old School's Coins says, let's go Cody. Cody currently sits in 18th place. Unless, of course, you're watching the Elimination Chamber. I won't spoil that for you.
you can't spoil it for me, I already know.
I was happy. Some pit stops happening here towards the back of the pack. Getting doubled up once again. Brian Smith holds on to the race lead. He's got Brian Patty. He's got Ryan Patty to his outside. Brian Patty is a Cup crew chief.
Brian. I mean, I can
John
see how
McNeil,
the...
Michael Taylor and Nathan Finnegan round out the top 5.
Well, we're getting ready to go racing once again here. As Ryan Patty and Brian Smith are on the front row of the iRacing.com pace car. Getting ready to make that hard left turn off onto the pit road there. And Liam, I mean, Michael Taylor picked up 15 spots right now. Nathan Brazowski still up 38 from where he started. And Brian Smith and Ryan Patty on the button. And we are back to green flag racing. Brian gets to jump and bring in Michael Taylor with him.
Good start there by the inside lane. Taylor moves himself up into 2nd place, and now he's got a bead on the 78 in front of him. Gonna try to figure out a way to take that lead as Patty falls into 4th. John McNeil makes a pass for 3rd.
Still a long way to go here.
Action, and we are hearing reports that Nathan Finnegan may be having connection issues. Gonna take a look. We don't see him blinking on our end, but we're hearing reports that other drivers are potentially seeing that car come in and out. I tell you what, Alan, it is so tough to pass what you can't see in a race like this, running 165, 175 miles an hour through the middle of these corners. you definitely want to know what you're racing around.
Yeah, definitely is. There's, like you said, there's no blinking on our end from Nathan Finnegan. And, well, all you can do is communicate with the other drivers around him. Hey, I'm high, hey, I'm low. And it's a real sickening feeling. Ooh, Michael Milford Jr. went off the track, it looks like here. But Ryan Patty married to the outside line. And here comes John McNeil to the inside. He's looking to make a pass, but Nathan Finnegan's gonna get around that 48 car pretty handedly. Working lap 128 of the 120 of the 160 schedule here from Texas. And we got drivers bobbing and weaving back there in the back. But right now, it's all Ryan Patty. Brian Smith continues to lead the thing with Michael Taylor. Ryan Patty is continuing to run third. Nathan Finnegan.
Back up front, Brian Smith continues to lead. Michael Taylor holds on to second. Ryan Patty trying to keep that third place. Not let that second get too far away from him. Finnegan has worked his way up to fourth, and let's not take away from his efforts. Starting in the 30th position, that number 6 machine has gotten up to fourth place. That's a gain. Rather, he started 28th. That's a gain of 24. And you talked about Michael Taylor. He's up 16 from where he started.
Yeah, we got, 31 to go.
He's had to do some quick math. He was as far back as 28th after some contact earlier on in the race, Alan. And I tell you what, man, 26 spots up in the second position as he saw Finnegan just tag the wall there a little bit. So easy to do here at Texas. Another driver to bring up here is Jacob Malone, looking up to the outside. Potentially looking outside of 3. Restarted that last restart in 21st. Currently sitting in 9th position. Trying to take 2 away as he looks to the outside of that number 22 machine of Joshua Parent.
Yeah, looking for a 2-for-1 special. Trying to get around the 31 car is Jacob Malone. It's Kevin Guthrie in the 31 car. And he is stuck behind the 22 car. He's got
contact there! Trouble. Hard into the wall! Goes the 8 of Kevin Baker. The caution's going to come out. Hollingsworth is caught up. And so, too, is it looks like Patrick Colby in the 28. Hersey's going to make contact here right at the end. And straight to the pits goes Kevin Bankert. The caution is out once again, this time for the 11th time.
And that smile just got turned upside down.
Take a quick look. There was contact at some point. You see Malone gets into the back of the 22, kind of shoves him through the middle of this corner. Down the racetrack, Bankert's going to come, and I wonder if he just didn't anticipate the run that the 22 was going to have. Overcorrects it and hits that wall a ton. Nowhere for Colby to go. Jeff Hollingsworth right into the back of that 28 machine as well. And then Hersey as well gets a piece of it.
Oh man, that was a hit that 8 car took of Kevin Bankert.
And the fans in the chat may be displeased a little bit with the 54. Try to take another look at that. That doesn't I don't know, just a different look. That's not a chopper cam. That's what I'm trying to say. So yeah, there's the shot there into the 22. Gives him a run to the middle, and a little bit of contact is made from Parent into the back of Bankert. Down the back straightaway. A couple of more cars and nowhere to go.
I'm going to disagree with the YouTube.com live chat on that one. I don't think the 54 car did anything wrong.
Let's see if we can't take a little ride on board with that 54 machine. You know, he's obviously trying to work his way up through the field. He's had some contact earlier. There was the contact with the 4 machine, and that's kind of hit or miss on whether or not he moved up or the 4 came down. Obviously, race control deemed it what it was, and I'm not going to dispute that. However, I kind of think I'm with you, man. I don't know that this contact directly caused this incident here.
I think it did.
Right on board here, getting into turns 1 and 2.
There's a
Definitely
shot.
gets into the back of the 22.
Okay, but the 8 car is
coming down the racetrack, and so is the 8.
Yeah, the 54 car did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to say, yeah, he made that contact, but I'm with you, Alan. I don't view that one as his fault. I think that was kind of a bad situation to be bumping a guy where he wanted to make a move. I mean, in my head, the incident happened because the 8 came down on the 22. They were both coming down to the bottom lane, and you can only have one car in one place at a time.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, we got
Nonetheless,
some,
we got to hold it right.
Yeah, we've got a double file restart coming our way, and we've got ourselves a little discussion going on in the chat. We have definitely put our 2 cents to it, and we'll allow you guys to hopefully civilly continue said discussion. But we've got a restart to deal with as a green flag. Pace car makes the hard left turn, getting into the pit lane. Green flag is in the air. Malone is going to lead them down. Smith looks down to the inside for just a moment there. He's going to have to slide back up the racetrack. That hole closed up real quick. Malone holds on to the race lead. Patty trying to find a way around Smith here for third. And they're getting side by side here for the race lead as Brian Smith makes a big move down to the bottom. Jacob Malone has no choice but to let him go through and try to cover it off for Ryan Patty to not take away second place. Finnegan down the front straightaway is going to sit in behind Michael Taylor. Taylor sits in P5. Here comes the outside run from Nathan Brzezowski, up 38 spots in the 6th position now, started in 44th. Don't get too used to seeing 44 drivers start here. We've got a charter rule. Beginning of the season, we've got some owners' points. We've got different situations. We had a full field. We had a fuller house.
Hey, I like that. Brian Smith sets the fastest lap of the race with a 28.70. That's last lap. He is off to the races and looking to leave Jacob Malone in the dust. And here comes Ryan Patty. Ryan Patty still rocking that 3rd position with out of ECR in that Buddy Motorsports contingent. You know, I say this very. It's like watching Alex Palou today. How can you perfect perfection from last week? How do you get better in the offseason?
Alex Palou is absolutely on another level. I don't think he is a human. And if he is absolutely a one-of-a-kind driver. There's no way. I mean, that execution is flawless. Take a look here at the battle for second. Ryan Patty all over the back bumper of that 54 machine, trying to make things happen, but it just doesn't seem like he's able to get close enough to set up that pass. We got him a little bit sideways down the back straightaway. That's Brzezowski on the way bottom of the racetrack. Charlie Widener there involved in this battle as well. There's Brzezowski. He's got Parent going to his outside. Parent able to get through that last caution without any sort of penalty or anything like that from the contact. No major damage or anything like that either. So good on him to be able to continue on in P6 down the back straightaway. We've got 20 laps to go. Alan, we're close to the end of this thing.
Yeah. I mean, 20 laps to go. Time flies when you're having fun. But right now, it's been all Ryan Smith all day long here. As he started on the outside pole, picked up that, well, he's trying not to look back in that mirror. So keep on driving forward. And as long as these guys stay single filed out. But one, Liam, I got to give a shout out to you. Carry this broadcast solo while I'm sitting in an ER parking lot waiting for family members to get done with the ER, and thank God they're okay and they're home resting. So,
Well, man, I tell you what, I was definitely looking forward to a potential plug-and-play type of broadcast where I could just get my toys and play with them. But, of course, life does what it does, and there is nothing that is more important to me than making sure that you and your family are safe through that type of deal, man. I mean, I'm very thankful that you came in and joined the broadcast here, but at that point, the most important thing is making sure that your family is safe and healthy. And first off and foremost, I appreciate you just taking care of that, and being able to come back in here kind of comes secondary to anything else. So appreciate you. I definitely had my struggles at the beginning of the show, and I think I had muted myself after a commercial. I had to have a commenter tell me that. So. But other than that, dude, these guys, Icon continues to throw together incredible racing. They've got a full field here of drivers that are giving it their all. As we take a look back at this battle for the lead, increasing in the gap. Patty about half a second back. Taylor about half a second. Oh, Patty got the wall there.
Yeah, Liam, we have just not even scratched the surface yet. This is only week 2. We're in Phoenix next week.
And we've got new toys next week, courtesy of Shane Cochran. We talked a little bit about that before. Shane is a damn good guy to get a hold of if you're looking to do some stuff with the SDK. Of course, hire us first. If we're not up to par and you want to do it yourself, I guess that's where you should come to us first.
Yeah, it's funny because we mentioned Shane Cochran a lot, and as Ryan Smith continues to drive away, that battle for second starting to heat up just a little bit. But Ryan Petty down to a half second on Ryan Smith. Some of the stuff was me and Shane doing late night. Hey, I wonder if this will work. I watched the race and say, Shane, will this work? And I kind of did it to him last week too.
Looking at this YouTube chat, we see some guys still looking at Malone with some not so kind eyes. He's currently sitting in 4th place. P. Malone there to defend him. Love to get a small sponsor on the league. Possibly someone should let me know. Old School Coins, let me tell you. We can make that happen. You can be a league sponsor. You can be an SRM sponsor. And I'm going to be a little bit selfish and do this again. Got ourselves an Indianapolis 500-mile race on May 16th. Going to be sometime in the afternoon. It's not going to be too late, but we don't have an exact time yet. We will have qualifying in advance. The fastest 33 will make the field. There's $100 on the line for the race winner. Currently seeking more sponsorships. So, numerous opportunities there for you, Old School Coins, to make this happen. We could do it with us. We could do it with the league. Do it with the 500. But by all means, if you're looking to make something happen, we would love to be the ones to help you do it.
Well, we got a showdown to get out of the way right now.
Should be able to find our Facebook page on the description here. Go ahead and message us from there. And yes, Alan, like you were just mentioning there, things heating up here in the final 10 laps in Texas.
Well, here comes Jacob Malone looking to the outside of Michael Taylor. And this is going to be... Oh, we got a caution.
Caution is out. This one looks to be potentially for Jake Roll, Anthony Tizio. Got some damage to the front end of that machine. I believe those two got together coming up off of turn number 4. That might have brought out the caution here. Take a look. Yeah, these two all by themselves. Couple behind them. Tizio potentially going to get into the back of that 39 coming up off of the corner. Oh. Royal got the wall. Tizio followed him up there, and contact sent him sideways, and the caution comes out once again here, this time with less than 10 laps to go.
Ooh.
The 08 Ford is having a great day. Yes, Brian Ford, it is. Y'all got other leagues. Lakers, yes, we want to run something on Sunday, but haven't gotten into a league yet. This one does look like a blast. In terms of recruiting for this league, I don't know exactly what to tell you because I know they are pretty full on charters, but you might be able to find yourself a part-time opportunity with this particular league. I do know there is ISNF on Sunday nights. We used to broadcast them, and Rhea Ferris is going to be the one that you want to get a hold of for that. Sunday Night NASCAR, I believe, is run by Chris Claude, another one that we used to do. A lot of these are pretty full leagues that are going to be pushing more of that 40 car limit. So if you're interested in full fields, I would definitely recommend, obviously, Icon. Try to find your way up into this league because we are seeing some incredible action. But other than that, Sunday Night NASCAR and ISNF are other ones to look at that I know are Sunday night leagues.
Or if you're a first responder and Xfinity cars are your jam, check out Goat Locker Racing. Sunday night they have the NFETS Grand National Series going on right now. Messages will get you. We can get you pointed in that direction too. I'm part of the ARCA series over there, Liam.
Oh yeah, dude.
And
it's a good place to be able to learn asphalt and oval racing and really put your skills to the test.
It is, and a number of guys from Racers Elite are over there now. It's a blast to get in race around first responders and veterans of the armed forces. So shout out to them guys. And then there's the Charity Cup series.
Yes, we do have the Charity Cup series. They run monthly races. The next one is coming up 2 weeks from today on 3/15. I believe that's a $15 entry. And basically they're looking at an 80-20 payout structure. So 80% of the money that goes in is going to go to charity. 20% goes to payouts for the drivers and sponsors. We've got a couple of different awards that they pay out, both charity and driver payout as well. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. A lot of leagues that we do. Definitely glad to have everybody that we work with hanging out with us. And well, pace car makes that hard left turn. We got to get back to business. Green flag is out, and Brian Smith has a good restart, but look at Taylor. Taylor not letting him get away.
And they are drag racing Ryan Petty and Michael Taylor. And Michael Taylor. Oh, we got a caution.
Caution is out immediately on the restart, and Bentley Glazer is in it. Big crash here in turn number 1, the 45. Scott Tompkins, Jake Christenberry, Chris Camburn. Big time contact here. With 6 laps to go, this could lead us to overtime. Dominic Tizio involved as well. See what happened with Bentley Glazer riding on board on the restart. Oh, wow. Looks like Tompkins got turned into him. 45, big time sideways moment.
That came out of nowhere.
So taking the green. You see Malone and Parent in front of the 45 on the inside. Is there going to be a checkup? Yeah, it looks like there's a bit of a checkup. Oh, Widener gets into him. And that just happened so fast, there was no way to react. Caution is out once again here, this time the 13th of the day. We've got 4 laps to go. I've got to believe we're going to a green-white checker. This time it's not going to be overtime necessarily. But going to be a green-white checker. If the caution does come out, we're gonna rack it up for overtime.
Yeah, natural green-white checker finish here. It's going to send us in overtime. Liam, I tell you what, man. If Michael Taylor gets the restart that he just had on that last caution, Brian Smith better watch out because they're trying to make it a Buddy Motorsports 1-2 finish tonight. But I wouldn't sleep on that 48 car John McNeil just yet.
No, not at all. We've got Brian Smith, Michael Taylor, John McNeil, Ryan Patty, and Nathan Brzezowski rounding out your top 5 here. A lot of talented drivers. Not a lot of time left as the lights go off on the pace car. You're going to have 2 laps to go. Man, I tell you what, this is about to be a phenomenal finish. But before we put the bookend on this one, let's not forget next Sunday, March 8th, 180 laps. The Diamond in the Desert, Phoenix Raceway, Avondale, Arizona. Going to be just after a phenomenal weekend of IndyCar and NASCAR Cup Series racing, capped off with our favorite Icon Cup Series Sunday night action.
I don't know what I'm more
else
excited
I would
for.
rather be, Alan.
I don't know which one I'm excited for. The IndyCar, the Cup Series car. I'm always excited for Icon, but I mean, IndyCar races on Saturday, Cups on Sunday. I'm excited. I'll be glued in front of the television next weekend.
You and me both, bud. It's going to be a phenomenal time. We're getting ready for the final 3 miles potentially here. 2 laps to go. The outside is where Brian Smith chose to be. Michael Taylor to his inside this time around. He's got a big push from Ryan Patty behind him. Green flag in the air. Patty gets the push to the back bumper of the 08. They're side by side for a moment, but Smith able to get clear for the race lead for now.
And it's going to be all Brian Smith down into turn number 1. Here comes the 08 car of Michael Taylor. They're looking to make it a Buddy Motorsports 1-2 finish. It's not over yet. Michael Taylor
looks down to the inside. Not quite enough there. He's got to let up just a little bit. Here comes McNeil up on the outside of the racetrack trying to take away the 4th position. We got one up into the wall. The white flag is in the air. It doesn't matter. Brian Smith, Michael Taylor, 1-2 right now for Buddy Motorsports. Ryan Patty trying to make something happen behind them. But Brian Smith, huge run through turns 1 and 2, looks to be driving away.
Down the back straightaway, Brian Smith driving off into the sunset. Meanwhile, back behind him, Ryan Patty and Michael Taylor slugging it out.
Brian Smith gonna get the job done. He's gonna do the Texas two-step. He wins the Icon Cup Series race here in Dallas-Fort Worth. 2nd place goes to Michael Taylor, and Ryan Patty going to round out the field here today. John McNeil coming home P4. P5 is going to be Nathan Brzezowski, Kevin Gunther. Caden Henry Oaks recovers to 7th place. Nathan Finnegan in 8th. John Ross in 9th. Jacob Malone going to round out your top 10. Teammates giving each other a little bit of lovin's down the front straightaway. We'll get rid of that grid here so you guys can watch your race winner, Brian Smith, burn it down.
The second different winner this time here in the Icon Cup Series. Wow, look at the burnout. I love the burnout.
Did what he could there to try to work his way through that Legends Oval here. Now look at him kicking it sideways. The Michigan Humane Society Ford Mustang looking phenomenal. Brian Smith gets the job done here in Michigan.
He's not done yet.
Continue on through our results. Here is Cody Eldred. Got 11th place. Matt Everett, Brock Hersey, Charlie Widener, Zachary King, Robert Blauen, Joshua Parent, Hanover Fist, followed by Michael Milfelt Jr., Jeff Hollingsworth, Leroy Koblenz, a little bit of a glitch there. Leroy, then we've got Chris Camburn, Anthony Tizio, Scott Tompkins, Jake Christerberry, Jeff Dillon, Chris Mackey, and Bentley Glazer. Rounding out this page here. There we go. Jake Rowell, Mike Grinnell, Dominic Tizio, Shane Cochran, Patrick Colby, Kevin Bankert, Justin Bissonette, Adam Ball, Jacob Smith, Kyle Diaz, Zach Lockett, last week's winner, Travis Gilbert, Paul Crumray, Charles Woods, Powell, Delph, and the Drift King rounds out the field. Well, looks like Brian Smith is ready to rock and roll with us, so we're going to bring him up in here. Brian, it's Liam and Alan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, Liam, I gotcha.
Well, phenomenal drive here. You started on the front row, and you did not let that front get away from you at all. Talk with us about how much it means here to win here at Texas, round number 2 of the season.
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, this is the second race of the year. Daytona didn't go as planned. I still came out of there with a top 10, but yeah, I certainly like to get wins early in the year and get that momentum going from the get-go.
Now, it really seemed like you were going to be able to drive away with this one. We get a couple of cautions late. Was there any sort of worry with your teammate behind you that he might try to go into business for himself?
No, the worry was how many guys were going to pit. Because I don't know, what do we have? Maybe 10 or 15 laps on those tires. And clean air just meant so much tonight. And I really didn't want to give it up and get shuffled back into that mess where, there were wrecks and stuff. So I figured I'd rather try to lose the race playing defense than offense tonight. And sure enough, made the right call. The 2 tires held on long enough and the clean air prevailed.
Yeah, it seems like it really benefited you here at the end. And I tell you what, that Michigan Humane Society car, Ford Mustang, looked phenomenal. Seemed like a little bit of a hometown deal to be able to get that Detroit Ford into victory lane with the Michigan group. But who else do you want to thank for such a strong run here? And what do you got for us next week at Phoenix?
Yeah, so speaking of the car, I got to give a shout out to Anthony Tizio and Tizio Designs. He's the one that came up with the base for it and collaborated with him on that for the paints. So he did a great job. So anyone that's looking for paint, check out Anthony's stuff. He does great work. But yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Mike, driver of the 08 teammate, and just great teamwork at the end of that, trying to decide how we were going to do that last restart to protect, getting a 1-2 finish for the Roel Smith Racing Fords. Shout out to Bentley tonight. He was super fast. Had a great battle with him at the end of that stage. That was a lot of fun. And just shout out everyone at race tonight. I think we had 40-something cars tonight. That's, as far as I know, the biggest field we've ever had. So that's super cool. It was good to get the win tonight. And thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, as always.
Awesome stuff, man. Before we let you go, what can we expect out of you at Phoenix, the Diamond in the Desert?
Yeah, I won there to finish off the year last year. Nathan was probably quicker than me, so it'll be interesting to see what the added horsepower does to these cars there. I certainly anticipate some good speed, but you never know with that place. I've had such bad luck there with Rex going through the dog leg, and you got to play the strategy right and track position and all that. So it's a track that I do like driving on. The racing's not always the best, but a lot of it just kind of depends what setup we have in the car, and we'll just have to see what that's like.
Well, awesome stuff, man. Congratulations on the race win here, and we'll be talking to you again soon, I'm sure.
Yep. Thanks, Liam. Have a good one, guys.
All right, now we got Mike Taylor coming up into the booth. Alan, I believe you've got Mike.
Hey guys,
Mike, it's Alan and Liam in the SRM booth. How's it going?
doing pretty good. A lot better than an hour and a half ago.
Well, look, man, you finished second. A buddy Motorsports 1-2 finish. What more could you needed out of the car to get around Brian?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it was just classic teamwork that got us there. So, really, I think the goal up until the end was just make sure we had the 1-2 locked out. But I mean, other than that, maybe just a few more laps because I know Brian took the right side tires on that last pit, and I took 4, so might have fallen off, but he definitely had me from the jump. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. And to Brian's credit, it's hard to improve on what he did last season. But I mean, Brian's one of those great teammates. What does it mean to the Buddy Motorsports team to have a driver like Brian?
Oh, it's great. I mean, he has so much experience that, especially for pit strategy, I can always bounce ideas off of him. Anything creative on fuel strategy, whether it's worth it or not to save fuel or tires. So I think that's the best part about having him on the team.
Well, look, man, awesome job. But before we get you out of here, who do you want to thank and who helps you get it done here on this number 08 car?
Oh yeah, just anybody watching. Parents are big supporters and grandparents as well. So I just want to thank them and my fiance as well. So yeah, thanks guys.
All right. Well, good job. We'll see you next week in Phoenix.
Sounds good.
All right, now we get Ryan Patty up into the booth. Ryan, it's Liam and Alan. You got a copy?
I do. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. Watch you guys get a phenomenal race done here once again, this time at Texas. Seems like you had yourself a little bit of an up and down day. You started in 10th. You were able to get up to 3rd. But talk with us about that middle part. Seemed like you had to deal with a little bit more traffic than the other podium drivers.
Yeah, I was talking with my teammates about that just now. It's kind of funny. Well, first off, I'd never really raced this track. Obviously, it's a legacy track on iRacing, and I've only been on the service for like 6 years here now. So, first time here, and obviously in this car, I'm sure everyone will say the same thing. Dirty air was just terrible in traffic. So, getting to exit either 2 or 4 was really, really frustrating. You just couldn't use the gas. So basically that's where I lived most of the day, starting in 10th and living right around 10th to 5th most of the day. Just being patient, trying not to burn up my tires, and it really paid off. Almost every run I was able to hold suit or maybe lose 1 or 2 spots for the beginning of the run, and then once everyone's tires started to fall off, I was able to use the outside there and get a couple runs and make some spots up. So good to get some stage points tonight. I think we finished P8 in stage 1, P3 in stage 2, and then led a couple laps and had a shot at the win. So overall, pretty good day. And happy that we were able to stay out of some of the wrecks because it looked like there was plenty of chaos going on behind me.
Yeah, it definitely looked like you were able to kind of use that strategy to get up to the front as well. I want to say it was a 2-tire pit stop that put you up front, or was that potentially staying out? But what was the strategy there, and did you think that was the chance to maybe hold on?
I'll take credit for it, but it really wasn't. I came in and had a 4-tire stop there, and for whatever reason, I think it was Jacob Malone and Brian Smith were a little bit slower. So I don't know if I was just quicker getting in and out of pit road, or if I've got to thank my virtual pit crew. But that was just a normal 4-tire stop, and we leapfrogged first and second. So it was good to get that track position and lead a few laps. I don't think. I think from a driver perspective, I hadn't seen clean air all day, and you got to drive it a little bit differently to be fast, and I just wasn't ready for that. So obviously not able to hold the lead, gave it up to Brian there at the end, and just worked out the way it was. But I'm happy with the podium finish and moving on to Phoenix.
Yeah, super strong run for you today. We move on to Phoenix next week. Who helps you get it done here on that number 30 machine?
Yeah, shout out to my teammates here, CCR, ECR, coming back year after year. Great guys, a lot of fun to hang out with and trade notes and just joke around with every Sunday. I do want to thank you guys in the booth. Obviously, doing a great job keeping the league, in the broadcast. In the media is what I meant to say. It's good for attendance. Obviously, we've got really, really full fields now because this league has grown and has a lot of visibility. So thanks for everything you do, and obviously thanks to my wife and my daughter here at home. Glad that my wife takes care of things around here on Sunday nights so I can race and get some time on the track. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, awesome stuff, Ryan. Looking forward to seeing you next week in Phoenix. Can't thank you enough for spending a little bit of time with us after such a strong run. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you in Victory Lane.
Well, that's going to about do it for us here. The Icon Cup Series puts on yet another phenomenal race here. Start to finish, absolutely insane action. We can't thank you guys enough for being a part of it as well. If you're still with us, if it's your first time tuning in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, so you never miss a race. We've got phenomenal racing going on all throughout the week that you won't want to miss, including the Western States Racing League, the EOL, the Elite Oval League. Got a couple of them on Thursday nights as well. We've got Racers Elite. We've got a lot of good stuff. EOL, or ECR rather, on Saturdays. But, as always, I do like to end off with the Cletus quote. Say, do it for Dale and be like Biff. I also like to quote Tony. Say, as you guys walk through the streets of life, please don't play in traffic. Take it easy, folks. All clear.